Good day, this is the latest tropical update for the Western Pacific. A very busy day for the basin. We have Typhoon Muifa and a newly formed tropical storm Merbok there. It is the 3rd of August 2011, 4:30 p.m. Philippine time, 5:30 p.m. Japan time, around 8:30 Zulu for those of you watching worldwide. We have Typhoon Muifa. We are looking at the tropics right now. We have Typhoon Muifa bearing down now on the Okinawa there. We also have Tropical Storm Merbok, a newly formed there in the middle of the Pacific, well away from any landmass or whatsoever. We have Tropical Depression again, also forming south of Honshu there. Also, this monsoon rain still affecting Luzon, being caused by Typhoon Muifa, and also affecting especially Metro Manila here. And also, we have a weak circulation between Yap and Palau, bringing thunderstorms there in the islands, but not expecting to develop into a depression or storm just yet. We'll continue to watch that. This video update, again, we'll focus on Muifa, Merbok, and this tropical depression. So if you just want to skip the other updates, you can do so in this video. First, we'll begin with Muifa, or Bagyong Kabayan, located approximately 450 kilometers southeast of Okinawa. Maximum sustained winds of 195, gusting to 240. Moving westward at 15 kph. It is actually weakened, if you notice, down to 195 now in the latest JTWC update, but still a strong category 3 typhoon. See in this visible image, still has that eye, bit cloud filled, but you can see the coverage actually expanding just a little bit. And you can see also this group of islands, the Daito Islands, around 300 to 350 kilometers southeast of Okinawa. Muifa is around 160 kilometers south of those islands as of the latest update. They're moving again westward, probably south of Okinawa as well by tomorrow there. Now, looking at the latest infrared image, you can see cloud tops remain warm. Actually, another eye wall replacement cycle has occurred today, and almost complete actually. But still you can see those inner eye being disrupted, and again the warm cloud tops again not really intensifying as supposed to the forecast that we made yesterday, mainly because of that, as I said, the eye wall replacement cycle. You can see in this latest microwave image, the inner core, the inner eye is actually eroded now, and we have this outer wall forming, expecting that to contract just a little bit to form that new becoming the new eye wall here. And again, probably seeing a bigger eye compared to yesterday. It is around 22 nautical miles in terms of the eye diameter, probably expecting that to expand by tomorrow as it passes south of Okinawa. And also that wind field, and as I said, the coverage expanding just a little bit. Also, you can see this on the infrared here. In terms of winds, you have the latest satellite analysis here from Norway. The wind coverage, the strongest of winds around 110 knots, remains just near the storm center, standing around 50 kilometers away. So Daito Islands being around 160 away, 60 kilometers, probably won't experience the strongest of winds from Muifa. But in terms of tropical storm force winds up to 65 knots or 120 kph will still likely affect the islands well within that coverage there. Also, you can see in this image very wide coverage of 50 knot winds, and also probably those tropical storm force winds of 35 knots, around 65 kph, will extend as far away as 400 kilometers from the center. So islands of Ishika, Kijima, and Amami Islands north of Okinawa will probably experience tropical storm force winds there as well. As for Okinawa, we're forecasting a Muifa to trek as close as 150 kilometers away from the island, so also within the typhoon force coverage of 120 kilometers per hour, probably gusting up to 180 kph by Thursday afternoon there. So less than 24 hours now. In terms of the current wind reports from Nandai to Jima, we have increasing winds here as well, up to 75 kilometers per hour there right now, and gusts of up to 100 kph actually has been reported. Pressure has been steadily decreasing in these islands for the past few hours now, down to 984 millibars. So that tells you the intensity of Muifa there approaching the islands. And also here Okinawa beginning to report stronger winds around 30 to 40 kilometers per hour there, also as far north there as Amami there. Northeasterly winds, as you can see, can make out the cyclonic flow as Muifa as Muifa moves south. Those winds will shift from the east now, and as it moves away by Friday, the winds will be coming from the south. Now, as for the rain, you can see the JMA radar now beginning to pick up the outer rain bands moving now south of Daito. And also some pop-up thunderstorms ahead of the storm just offshore of Okinawa. Expect those rain bands to continue. You can see in this image mainly light rain from the outer rain bands around 10 millimeters per hour. But as Muifa moves closer, expect those rain bands to continue increasing in coverage, and also the intensity as well. As I said, the coverage has expanded a little bit, so those rains will definitely affect Daito throughout today, and also beginning tomorrow for Okinawa there. Aside from rain and heavy wind, strong winds, also have the high waves and the rough seas being generated by Muifa. You can see up to 12 meters near the center, so very violent and rough weather there. And also those strong waves up to 6 meters in height, and as far away as around 200 kilometers. You can see also affecting Okinawa around 3 to 4 meters there, and those strong waves also affecting northern Philippines and Taiwan around again also 4 meters, around 10 feet there, just offshore offshore of the island there. So these strong waves will continue as Muifa moves south, and will likely remain a threat for shipping, especially for small vessels and small boats, fishing boats there. And that's why we have these warnings from JMA, latest warnings for Okinawa, actually high wave warning. We also have gale, storm surge and thunderstorm advisories up for Okinawa and Amami actually. Also for Daito, Jima, storm warning as well as high wave warnings have been up. Storm surge and thunderstorms advisories there as well. For Ishikage, Jima, mainly high wave advisories as of the latest advisory from JMA. And for folks living inside the Kadena Air Force Base, we have the T-Core now up to 2, raised recently. What does T-Core 2 mean? Means destructive winds of 50 knots expected within 24 hours. And as Muifa moves closer, expecting that to be raised to T-Core 1 as early as tonight probably. And also this is the latest forecast from Kadena Force website. You can also see there they are expecting a max gust of 135 knots. That's around 250 kph. So the peak is probably going to be experienced by Thursday afternoon there in Okinawa as Muifa moves south. And you can see the forecast mainly from GTWC there as well. For the computer models, we have again still showing that a big disparity, but the consensus right now moving south of Okinawa and into Shanghai. And you can also see models picking up Merbok here and a weak tropical depression south of Japan. ECMWF, the Euro model, also showing that Muifa moving south, intensifying just a little bit to around 54 meters per second by Friday and moving away by weekend. You can see but still those strong winds affecting Okinawa, Amami, Ishigaki-jima, Taiwan, and as far south as Batanes there as it moves towards eastern China, probably around Zhejiang province near Shanghai by this weekend there. And also the forecast from weather agencies, you can also see here JMA forecasting actually more inland towards province, or towards the Zhejiang province, probably tracking west of Shanghai by Saturday night. And you can also see JMA forecasting south of Okinawa, north of we also have JTWC forecasting an offshore track actually from the latest advisory. You can see the difference between JMA, and for comparison you can see most of the agencies tracking it northwest into Zhejiang province, as I said, into Shanghai. You can see JTWC track remaining east of the track guidance there, offshore of Shanghai, as I said. In terms of the strength, you can still see this ocean heat content actually becoming a bit better and favorable near the East China Sea by Friday, and most models as well as agencies forecasting Muifa to intensify just a little bit, probably peaking at the low end category 4 by Friday, as long as it resolves that eye wall replacement cycle. And as I said, it has been nearly complete, with the outer eye wall beginning to contract, as I said, and become the main eye for Muifa. Now, in terms of the forecast, south of Okinawa by tomorrow, probably the peak winds by Thursday afternoon. It's Thursday late afternoon there, and winds will continue throughout the night, probably beginning to subside by Friday as Muifa moves away. So if you're from Okinawa, definitely, if you haven't prepared yet, please prepare now. Less than 24 hours away now. Again, now moving on to the other storm, we have Tropical Storm Merbok. Quick updates here. 650 kilometers northwest of Wake Island, so very far away from any landmass. I showed you the satellite earlier. You can see Merbok well away from Japan. Still, you can also see those convective activity beginning to take shape and actually curve banding into a circulation center located mainly south of the heavy convection. But you can still see those heavy convection definitely beginning to blow up now. Interestingly, GTWC is still not classifying this as a tropical storm. Only JMA is classifying it, and being the official RSMC of the basin, we are also classifying this as a tropical storm. So sorry for the typo here, but it is a tropical storm, not a typhoon. Maximum sustainment 65, gusting to 95, moving westward at 25 kph. You can see in this 5-day track forecast from JMA, expecting this to recurve well away from any landmass, as I said, around that ridge. And that is what the computer models are also forecasting, probably peaking just below typhoon strength by Saturday, because the sea surface temperatures are still warm around this area. Now moving on to tropical depression south of Honshu, you can see here in this infrared, this cluster of convective activity south of 900 kilometers southeast of Tokyo, so well away from Japan as well. Maximum sustained winds 55, gusting to 85, moving northwest at 20 kph. Models also picking this up and forecasting it to move northwest, perhaps into southern Honshu by early next week. We'll have to watch if this will strengthen. The sea surface temperatures definitely warm all the way up to the Japanese coast, but likely a long shot in becoming a typhoon, perhaps tropical storm strength, and that is what the JEMA is forecasting actually. And see it moving generally west-northwest, perhaps taking a turn by late next week, as I said. And as I said before, the sea surface temperatures are still warm all the way up to the southern coast of Japan, up to 30 degrees Celsius there actually. And you can also see this warm sector here in East China Sea that will, as I said, forecast to likely fuel Muifa's brief re-intensification by Thursday or Friday there. And now finally focusing on monsoon rains here in Luzon. You can still see those infrared image, the convective activity remaining still in Luzon, mainly in Manila, actually reporting of around 100 to 150 millimeters around this area. So those moderate rains definitely continuing probably for the next 2 to 3 days, as Muifa still moving less than 1,000 kilometers away from Luzon, so still has an effect on the southwest monsoon there. Also, we have the Pagasa radar still showing those clusters of thunderstorms and moderate rain there. And emphasizing the latest, also JMA for the latest advisories and official warnings, and also for Cadena Weather, and storm2k.org, a good site also there.